Hello, good morning, Chunel update. Ooh, ah. Might as well light the fire. It's frosty outside, so today's a new day. No, I never cleaned the glass, did I? Oh, I should do. God, wait a minute. Could quickly do it. Ibrahim. Ibrahim. Oh! Oh, for God's sake! Oh, sorry. Sorry, you okay? Oh, shite. Oh, what are you doing? Sorry. I forgot. What a dumpling. I forgot that we were filming. Oh, see, I get sidetracked. I get sidetracked and. Somebody's got to be unhappy. Oh, that fire's going alright, isn't it? Oh, right, look at that dirt that comes off. Well, that's a quick clean out. I don't know how to do it properly, but it's better than nothing. Yeah, I mean, the fire was still, technically, it was still sort of kind of in, so to speak. Can you see it alright? Oh, sorry. This is such an incompetent channel update. Firelight session. Oh, that looks nice, doesn't it? Oh yeah, that's going so easily. How's it? Well, it was still in a wee bit from last night. I think that could be the explanation. So I haven't even bothered opening the door. I'll open the door and you can tell me if you see any difference. That'll go like a house on fire. Oh, it's always nice to. I can hear the engines going outside as people defrost their vehicles. So yesterday I was involved with a couple of. I can't really handle confrontation. I think there's a lot to be said about the makeup of the human mind and where we are. The science is the thing about the we get reward signals in our brains. So I think we're tribal. We're part of groups of people, and we reward each other. So I think maybe when or you and me and everybody if we do indulge in debate, argument, or exchanging views on Facebook, it's not very rewarding. is what. You see, it's gone too much now, isn't it? The fire. It's not very rewarding. In that. Jeez. So that's what. Fundamentally, we are human beings, and so anyway, in the end, so I spent quite a lot of yesterday bickering with. This bickering's probably the word. What really annoyed me, it was Dominic, was that I had him intellectually. I had him cornered. Right, this Dominic Tierney, and this, so what it was, his argument, I made it go full circle, and I was actually really proud of what I did. I made him go full. The argument went full circle, where he had nowhere to go. So the only choices he had was just accept it was wrong, or that was his really only choice. Well, or the other choice was he deleted my comments. I realised he'd done that, and I was actually quite. That's why I record these. But you know what? Then you've also got to recognise that I'm getting obsessed with this, and you've got to go, look, this isn't worth it. Back off. So I went and videoed the whole conversation. I don't think that many people are really interested in it anyway. And I have to accept it was a bit obsessive of myself to engage it. So I thought, right, this is unpleasant for me. It's probably not pleasant for him. So I blocked him, and the other guy was arguing with me, and came away from that Facebook group, which was British Cars and Forecourts. And I did a video about it, but there is an element of I have found. So when you're writing things, if you're writing down digitally, do people know you're Scottish? Or yes, probably. I think there's definitely a communication difference between Scots and English. When I say English, I mean those south of Birmingham. Yeah, I mean the south. I mean down the south. I don't actually mean London. I mean that's not really English anymore. But I mean down in Wiltshire, Somerset, Gloucestershire. Forgotten the names. Sussex, Devon, Cornwall. I'm not saying that you can't get on with them. You can, but I actually have always thought that when I go down there, I always come across as being, or I get the feeling I'm being rude or loud, and that's because I probably am. So what's normal up here might not be normal down there. It's the British Isles. It's an island in between the North. Where the fuck is it? It's North Sea, the Atlantic, English Channel, the Irish Sea, and it's got a wide variety of different cultures in it. Well, God, don't start on that. I would say I'm descended from Scandinavian, Germanic types, probably. That's what I look like. I'm Scottish, so I'm Celtic. I'm British. I'm also Scottish, so there's a communication thing, I think. It could also be, well, I have a diagnosis of Asperger's. It could be that I don't think the same as somebody like him. So, sadly, I decided it was the best thing to do. Because every time I've been bickering with him a bit, I just don't think. He seems to come. See, I like to challenge people when they come away with nonsense. Like, so the electric car thing, for example. I think it's your duty to challenge people when they start that. Because it's bullshit, and it really is crap. You know, so basically people are fundamental lines. So I'm never going to... So you know what that Dominic reminded me of? Was my brother. My brother. So I'm the youngest in the family. If I ever got the better of my brother, he would cheat. Yeah. He would cheat to win. And that's what Dominic did. That's what Dominic did, he cheated. He deleted my comment. The comment that made it obvious that he was wrong. And that was the point where he should have been conciliatory. Because at the end of the day, the argument wasn't really that important. But you know, he doubled down, he cheated, he removed my comment because he wasn't going to lose face. He was determined not to lose face. He must win at any costs. And that's what he did. And he'll be able to lie about it now. But you know what? It doesn't matter. It wasn't important. We've moved along. It's a case of I've been wasting my energy arguing with a numpty. And then I realised he's got a leaping cat on top of his Jaguar bonnet. That is a sign of complete stupidity. So there's things that I'll do that are not, that some people will say are dangerous or something, like having a log burner, for example. Some morons will say. So it's about your own, it's about not trusting the government, but there is some things that the government say you shouldn't do, that you shouldn't do. And one is putting a chrome mascot on the bonnet of your car. And it's obvious why. So MD does that. I don't think they don't give a shit about children or pedestrians. I think it's just they are thick and they can't see the obvious, or they haven't read it, or they've ignored it, to go and do that or have that in the bonnet of your car. And you might be thinking, what are you going on about? It's only a mascot. It's about. We're talking here about car design and safety, and how the car is designed to be safe for accidents. So you've got this fucking solid chrome protrusion sticking out the bonnet. So what sort of a moron would do that? So I don't know if he did it himself, and I don't know if I know that the Rolls Royce and the Bentley ones collapse. You know, they go in. You know, they go in under the bonnet. I don't think that one does. I think it's off an older Jag, and it's just been bolted onto the bonnet of a modern Jag, as in a modern Jag from 2000 onwards or 1990s onwards. And that's what he's done, and that is a sign of moronic stupidity. Or either that is narcissism, that you don't give a fuck about pedestrians who might get killed with your mascot. So the fire's going quite nice. I'm rambling on here. So let's go and have a look at the Chunel update. Well, I'll leave you there. I'll get it started up. That looks nice. Do you need to turn it down a bit then? There was a guy on about, I turned it a bit in the middle. There was a guy on the wood burner page going on about how he keeps it hot all the time. Like, sort of, so this is worth me taking note of. And that's to save on getting the chimney swept. So I think what he's saying is if you have it smouldering, you know, like smoke, not only does it annoy people, the smoke, it'll suit up the chimney. So, well, see, I've been burning a lot of that sawdust, but it probably smokes, but that's like maybe burning sawdust, you'd have to put it on likes of that there, well, it's not quite established enough, but you put the sawdust on and it does burn, yeah, but maybe at first it will smoulder quite a bit, or maybe, you know, so it's keeping it. You have to, so a log burner, I think what he's saying is you have to keep it hot and going, you know, rather than smouldering away. Which obviously means you wouldn't put anything that's damp in there, damp wood or anything like that. So I'm getting through the kiln dried wood. At some point I'm going to run out, but I'll have to start burning the other stuff. I don't exactly know exactly which is which, you know, which is seasoned enough, because a lot of it was cut down in the summer, which is only what's only going to be 6 months from, so I don't think that's probably not long enough for it to dry off. So I've still got. The other thing, of course, is to do what I'm doing there, is to bring it into the house in advance, which is what I'm doing, and let it dry off in the house. But you probably because the seasoning, it needs sort of like air circulating through it. I've got a lot of it at the side of the house. There's a bit of a sofa over the side of the house that sticks out, so it's not keeping it dry, but it keeps it relatively dry. And there's wind and air going through it. That's probably the better idea. And that's if it's in these like bread baskets, which have got these holes in them. Not that plastic tub, but that type. Right, okay. Waffle. So I'm trying to get the house sorted out. I'm a bit frustrated with my organisation's not one of my. I'm going to put that up somewhere. So I moved out a lot of stuff out to that studio yesterday, hence the fact all that junk's away. So I'm planning on getting this computer thing moved through to there, which is going to be the computer room, and I'll do my YouTube videos in there. Might be able to do some live ones or something, who knows. 5430, so the other one, some of this is getting a bit personal, and I was thinking it was getting a bit dangerous. But I think at the same time, if you're going to send me snotty messages, you have to be aware of the possible outcome. So that was this one here. I mean, this was like, your tone of voices are drawn out in a moan-like manner without viewing the content here. It's a negative energy that comes through. You do not actually appear to be positive, happy or upbeat. Could you yourself listen to yourself for 2 to 3 minutes? Yes, I'll pass by. It's just your catatonic content appears now and then. So that was from Michael Gallagher. So I did a video on that last night, and I found it interesting, but it's personal, innit? He might not be happy, and it was really the conclusion I've come to, and most people probably wouldn't even bother, is that he's projecting himself here, and all these things are projection. It's him. Now, I've had this so many times. Normally I block them, and I haven't blocked them, and it might be safer for me to block them. Probably. So there's not much going on here today. So like you do a video. So if you're going on Facebook or on YouTube or Instagram or any of these things, you've got to remember that people can get your information because you're putting it on there. Let's change the thumbnail of this Granada. I quite like doing videos like this. This is kind of probably the sort of thing I should do, in that it's safer sort of subject, isn't it? So I've had a think about this car, that one. This is sort of like friendly sort of video, isn't it? Right, we've got what we're going to look at quickly here. That. I mean, what is that? It's not really white, it's sort of cream. There's a badge missing off that. It should be a gear badge. So how many people watched that? 83 people have watched that. It's just like a sort of review, isn't it? From the comfort of my own. I haven't gone anywhere to do it. It'd be great to go and look at it. You know, that would be pretty cool. Right, okay, that's shorts. 1096 and 2016. So, videos. So that was that one there. There was 1, 2, 3 to Dominic, dedicated to Dominic. So at the end of the day, he's reminded me of my brother. I was intellectually superior to him, and he couldn't cope with it. So, or maybe he's like that with everyone, so he cheated, and that's why. So I thought the best thing to do was for me to leave. You know, so that's what I did do. He was being dogmatic, and he was, and fundamentally, he was. Oh, look at that sexy picture. I mean the Cortina, of course. Okay. Alright, you've been watching this. See that? See, you can't. So I suppose I made a mistake with that Bentley as well. It's a Bentley, not a Rolls Royce. All the cars he's got are the sort of cars I love to. Dominic. Who cares? I've had a look at some pretty interesting cars. Yeah, you have. Right. Okay. So what it was. Yeah, so I beat my brother at chess when we were. He taught me how to play chess. We got a chess set. We were about 7 or 8. I was about 7 or 8. He'd have been about 10 years old. I was about 7. And he taught me how to play, and I fucking tanked him. Once I got understood the game, and then he didn't play anymore. You know, this is about human nature, and that's what that Dominic did to me yesterday. His skills. I don't know what he does or what his job is. I can't see it being management because he's too. I don't think he's bright enough for that. It's just annoying when people do that. But at the same time, maybe you also got to think: are they winding you up? Are they winding me up? So it's the thing with the internet is if you're in front, you know, if you're with somebody, you can see their face. You can maybe read the room, so to speak. Obviously, if you're doing the internet, there's not the same kind of. Let's see what's going on Facebook. There's not the same. So the other one thing about Facebook, there's plenty. It's the same with if you're a man or a woman, and you're dating, and it doesn't go right. There's plenty more fish in the sea, right? Sort of that attitude, and it's true, and that applies to everything. It applies to relationships and everything. If you're not getting on with somebody, move along. Don't cast pearl over swine. So look at all these groups that I've got. Granada, Owners Southwest. You know, and generally I get on with people. You know, it's not like I don't get on with people. She seemed relatively normal.
All right, we're back to answer yet another lovely young lady's question for men.
This guy.
And this one is asking about men's grooming habits. Let's hear what she has to say, shall we?
I have a very big question for the people of the planet who have beards.
Beards? Beards, you say?
Beards.
I just love me that British accent. Not quite as good as the true Southern
actually the English
one,
accent,
but not far behind. But I digress.
Okay, so if you have a beard, please answer this question because it's been playing on my mind all week. I'm gonna keep it real. Keep it real.
All right, already. You go right ahead and keep it real, darling. If you want, though, I'm sitting right here all set to answer your question, and we're almost 30 seconds in, and you haven't even asked it yet. So let's get to it, shall we?
Obviously, you've got hair on your face.
I do? Huh. Who knew?
Do you wash it, number one? I'm guessing you wash your beard
sounds
like you would with any hair, right?
You're guessing we wash it? Well, darling, the answer to your question is yes, we do. I mean, I know you ladies think we don't shower or wash up.
Yeah.
But we actually do. Though, to be honest, we don't spend an hour and a half doing it like you do. We'd rather...
Lathering it up. Or do you just use, like, face wash?
Well, I can't speak for all men, but as
Well, that
someone who's
woman
had at
doesn't.
least
She
a
doesn't seem as annoying as some of
shampoo
these
on my
types.
beard. Look,
You know, she
the
doesn't.
ladies like it too.
She doesn't seem as annoying as a lot of them.
Like, stuck in there. Like, there's a bit of gravy in there from last week's roast dinner. Do you know what I mean?
The gravy from last week's roast dinner.
You know,
No,
so
that's not in there.
this guy here,
The only
he's so
gravy
funny.
that gets stuck in there.
He's so funny.
Well, yeah, I can't really talk.
The Men Need to Be Heard show. I mean, he's fucking hilarious. It's a, you know, I've met some of these nutty feminists before. So feminist has went mainstream. You know.
Oh, darling, I know you're only seeking answers from women because, as we all know, the actual truth and reality, which men will give you with their answers, is not really something y'all want to hear. But I'm going to hit you with that truth and reality. The true ranking women have that every man sees, hears, and knows to be true. Number 1 is money. Number 2 is money. Number 3, money. Number 4, money. Number 5, well, you get the idea. The fact of the matter is, it is, has been, and always will be about the money and the status that that money brings. Nothing more, nothing less. Which is exactly why one of the first things women try to find out about a man is what kind of job he has or how much money he has in his bank account. If he's got the right number for her, well then looks, loyalty, personality, and love for that matter go right out the window. Now I know the ladies are going to go and deny this till the cows come home, but ladies, I hate to break it to you, y'all prove it time and again. As I said, one of the first questions you ask is, what do you do for a living? And the number one trigger to cause a woman to file for divorce is the man losing his job. It's why literally every single one of you puts in, he has to be a good provider at or near the top of your list. Though the reality of it is, those who put it near the top are only doing so to hide their greed and motivation. So ladies, you can live in denial about it all you want. The facts, well, they show otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. That's enough of that. I won't want to show you anymore too much now. But what's his name again? Men. If you want to look up Men Need to Be Heard. I've watched a lot of his videos. So it's true. It's true. Yeah. It comes from that. Oh God, we need to get some wood in here. It comes from that. They need to be a good provider, you know, and it comes from. Well, it's quite tragic, really, but it's about being happy with. The problem with a lot of the women is that they are not really. It's all very well finding somebody that's got money. I've seen it before with my ex, my first ex, and her friend was called Sheila. What have you done with it, bloody Sheila Bewes. She was from Orkney. She was a really attractive lassie, like. But, well, she had, I think it was either 3 or 4 children. And she left her husband. Well, and looking back now, she was a total, I'm going to say this, I don't really care. Really. She was a complete and utter user. And she had a husband. She left him and met this other guy. I'll try not to rabble on too much, try and make you understand this. His name was Alistair, and he was a nice guy, but he shouldn't have got involved with her, but he was with her, and then she dumped him. They came over to the mainland, which is Aberdeenshire, and she dumped him, Alistair. So she was with this guy who wasn't the father of her children. And then she ended up going out with my brother-in-law at the time. It's my first wife's brother. And looking back now from the perspective of me being nearly 60 years old, she was, I don't know if she's still alive or not, she'll be about 60. So she was older than me. I don't think she was much older than me. She was alright. No, she wasn't alright. She was a total fucking user. How could you be alright? I got on all right with her, but this is the problem with women when they have all these access to, if they have too many choices. So this lady had all these choices, Sheila. So she you know, she took opportunity to use all the choices and left all the men she landed up. So she landed up with like several men at the time I knew her. And the reality is that, she met this, like, this is where I'm going with this story. I've just remembered. When my first wife left me, she landed up with this, Sheila was hanging around with my first wife, because they were friends anyway. And Sheila met this American guy, and he was working in the oil industry, which is what, you got that quite a lot in Aberdeenshire. And he bought her a Volvo 440, which is, he went to Arnold Clark or whatever it was and bought a Volvo 440 for her at this garage. I mean, that was like, looking back now, that's like, if that's not prostitution, I don't know what is, and it was really not a good long-term proposition, to be with a man that's going to buy you a Volvo 440. And you think about it now in terms of now, like, Sheila's going to be 60. I don't know if she's still alive or not. She might be, I don't know. And she's taken advantage of all these opportunities that she's been able to get out of her commitments. And I would imagine it's probably left her. I don't know how it's left her, but who knows? I think you have to pay the price in the end somehow or another, And if you don't, I think we go around in circles as human beings. We go around in circles, and we always land up back to the truth and reality. And I'm not painting myself to be perfect. I was a bit of a, with them lot, like my ex and my relationship with my brother, my sister, my parents, these people that I knew. Well, a lot of them I was out of my depths, and I should have stuck with people that I could trust, and I landed up with people I couldn't trust, and people who seen me as such an easy target, and that's exactly what happened. And that happened with my marriages and my relationships, and it's just the way it's been. So what I do now is I avoid them all. I don't have anything to do with any of them. I'm free from them. I'm away from them, and I'm trying to lead a decent life, and good luck to them with their cancers and whatever it is they get, because that's generally what happens to us, regardless. And you have to be a good person. And a lot of people, if you've got narcissistic personality disorder or something like that, you're never gonna be able to sit down with somebody like myself and be honest. And it's only because I'm sitting being honest, I'm thinking that other people can do the same, and they can't. A lot of them can't, and they won't ever, and they'll just die, and that'll be that. And that's it. It's one of the things about living longer. Well, because obviously I'm reaching ages which are higher than my ancestors. A typical ancestor would be dead by now. From my age group, in the past. It's just that we have so much health and wealth and everything. So sadly, selfish people get what they deserve, and maybe I'm getting what I deserve. Whatever. But we have to just keep going, and this video's taking too long. Right, so I'm rabbiting on there. So what was the topic then? I don't know what the fuck it is. I'd have to watch it back. So there's the fire going nicely now. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll get you in the next video. I must go because I'm rabbiting on. I'm really talking. I don't even know if you watch this, get this far without getting bored, you'll maybe get an idea of what I've actually landed up talking about. But funnily, I landed up talking about Sheila. But because she's a woman, she'll have changed her surname several times. So I don't know if she's still alive or not. But if she is, good luck to you. No, I was going to say a cow. In a jokey way. Right, thanks, bye!